Mixed Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mixed Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mixed Design.
Hog fanatics, we at Inside the Hog Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
This is where the fun begins.
What is up, everybody?
But we've seen this movie before. What's Sam Pittman known for?
I don't know.
Exactly. Is the Arkansas athletic program cursed? You never know what the loudest mouth in the fan base and his wild band of misfits are going to say.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the Hog Pen with your host, Razorback Zach and Marcus MC Carlton.
What's up, everybody?
I had to cut that music short. I'm ready to go, man.
Hey, look, man, I'm still riding high from last night and from the weekend. But before we get to our very special guest, what's up, everybody? Welcome back inside the Hog Pen. I know it's not Wednesday night. It's not post-game. It's not pre-game. We have got a very, very, very special guest joining us tonight. A very special, exclusive Inside the Hog Pen Monday night edition. D-Mad, I was going to, do an intro, but I look, dude, I'm going to just get to the damn thing. Joining us now from SEC Unfiltered is Chris Phillips. Chris, welcome inside the Hog Pen, my man.
Boys, what's going on? Appreciate y'all having me. Excited to be talking about the Hogs going back to Omaha where they rightfully belong. It's exciting times.
You know how to play to the base, man. You know how to play to the base.
I mean, listen, man, it's only right. I think the World Series, so this is my second college World Series. My first one was last year. So it'll be my first one with Arkansas there, first one with LSU. I mean, it'll be a little different experience this go around, I feel like. So I've heard that Omaha is a different place when those fan bases, and there's a few others in the SEC. When they go, it's just hits a little different. I know the folks at Rocco's are fired up. So
I was just going to say the guys at Rocco's are pretty stoked about it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I'm going to hit you straight out of the gate. What team at Omaha surprised you the most?
What team that's there, that got there, surprised me the most? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I'd probably say Arizona coming out of Chapel Hill was pretty darn surprising. That I don't know many folks that had the Wildcats making that run. And I mean, I saw them on opening weekend, and granted, a lot can change from the first weekend of the season to this point, but they were not very good that opening weekend. I didn't think much of them, and they dropped out of the top 25, I recall, after that weekend. So, I mean, that one, just because of who they beat, North Carolina, it felt like was a lot of people's, I know it was a lot of people's national championship pick. Listen, if I won't even say. I was going to say maybe Murray State if they win tonight against Duke, but I don't know if they've just flat out beaten people. It has been no fluke to this point. Coastal Carolina is not a surprise, just from the standpoint of, again, the way they've won. They beat up on Auburn convincingly, and I had my doubts. I had my doubts, and those are pretty publicly put on display by Coastal Carolina themselves. So we've had some fun with that. But I give my credit to Kevin Schnall and his club. They got a really, really good team. It's just got to be Arizona, just because I think who they beat. Guys, let's not forget, they didn't have to play Oregon, but they had to come out of the Eugene regional. Oregon was a 12 overall seed. They come out of that, then they go to Chapel Hill and win. So I think that's probably been the most difficult path of all the teams that are in Omaha right now.
I gotta ask you though. I gotta ask you about the hell you've been catching from Coastal Carolina fans, man.
Man, it got on you early, man. They couldn't wait one game, could they?
No, they were more focused on giving me shit than I think celebrating the actual victory and going to Omaha. So, no, listen, I was flattered. It was one thing for all the Coastal Carolina fans, which they have a great, listen, we've had a lot of fun on social media. I'm born and raised from the state of South Carolina. Never had any issue with Coastal. Coastal fans are great. They're passionate. Coastal baseball for my entire life has been like one of the premier programs, not just in that state, but, across like the Southeast, especially in the Carolinas. It's a place you grow up wanting to go play. Great tradition. And so, but it was one thing for all the fans to, give me crap. When the official Coastal Carolina sports account is making a diss tape, that's pretty cool. I took that as a W. I loved every second of that. I was like, they care that much about what I thought about this series. Listen, I made a bad pick, and I think it's all part of the game. And I've made a lot of really good picks and had a lot of predictions that went right. And the ones that go wrong are the ones that get publicized. And listen, man, I always say the beauty's in the banter. Like, you're going to have some that hit, you're going to have some that miss, and when they miss, I'll be here to eat crow and give credit. And we believe in tipping the cap, and so I tipped the cap after. But it was a lot of free marketing for SEC Unfiltered this week. So I really appreciate Coastal Carolina and their fan base, ECU. Really, just the mid-major community has really taken a liking to me. So, yeah, it should be pretty fun. The good news in Omaha is this, guys, because I made the joke that I'm going to need a bodyguard in Omaha, which, again, was a joke because here's the thing. Twitter's not real life. You're not going to run into psychos in real life that want it, whatever. There'll be some chirping. I'm fully prepared for it. There'll be some chirping. I'm fully prepared for it. The good news is this, though. I got the Hogs and the Kuyons on my side. So, listen, and LSU people don't like Coastal either. So, if you really want to get there, I couldn't pick two better fan bases to be in my corner in Omaha than those two. But, no, it's been all in good fun. Again, I made a pick and it backfired and they ran with it. And, I continue to surprise even my own self on social media because it's like never in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought or predicted in my career that I would get into a spat with a university to that level, if you will. So I don't know, man. I love it. College baseball, you got to love it, man. It's just nothing like it.
It's almost as if, a certain team has now created the game of college baseball in the last 5 years or something.
Yeah, listen, I got into it with some balls earlier this season too.
But I don't know about you, D-Mad. They're still chirping at me.
Man, they have decided to not respond to any of my comments for some reason. I don't know what happened, but
you get on the wrong side of Vol Twitter, the dark side of Vol Twitter. There's a lot of great Vol fans, but it can get pretty nasty. Which, by the way, I'll say this too: every fan base has got that. Let me not leave out Hog Twitter.
There's one person that we do not.
It can get a little rowdy. Hog Twitter can get a little rowdy. So
there's one person that is just the worst of the worst.
I think I probably know who you're talking about.
Is it start with the O?
Don't you know it?
Yes.
Yes, you know exactly who we're talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's like Beetlejuice, man. Don't mention his name. He'll pop up randomly.
Like he goes to sinking Hell Bloody Mary 3 times and he pops up.
Yes, I know exactly who you are talking about. And it's Twitter's a incubator, or just it's a safe space for the mentally unstable at times. I feel like so. Whatever. It's all in good fun though. Like I said, all the predictions and stuff in the postseason that we've had. A pick is never personal, as I like to say. And like I said, when you make a pick that doesn't hit, you just own up to it, and it is what it is. So
we know all about that, don't we, D?
Oh yeah, man. We've been told we're wrong a lot lately.
Well,
Zach
no,
had
I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you've caught any of our shows here this past week or so. Okay, just for the sake of the argument, I picked the Hogs based on history to not get out of the regional, and I said, you know what? If the Hogs get
not super regional,
not super, I'm talking regional.
Sometimes somebody has to fall on the sword, though. Somebody has to fall on the sword.
That was me. I ended up. I made the bet with one of our fans that if Arkansas got out of the regional, I would come live on air and eat a Popeye's biscuit covered in Nutella with no drink. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
So now this has turned into, if Arkansas wins the national championship, and now it's a Popeye's biscuit covered in not Nutella, Texas beet hot sauce.
This one gets to do the atomic gummy bear, and then our other co-host that didn't make it here tonight, MC. He's going to be doing the one chip challenge.
What is the one chip challenge?
It's that one chip that's really, really hot, and Shaq did it live on NBA tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
I'm not familiar with that. Okay.
Oh, it's
I want to see you. I want to see you guys jump in that pond behind left field or whatever.
Dude, that was the coolest thing ever.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I don't know what's in there, but I'd like.
It didn't look very clean.
Look, it did. That's what I'm saying.
The other thing, I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter. The equipment manager posted a picture, and he said it showed the before and after.
They cleaned it up.
I want to know what kind of laundry detergent.
That's some powerful detergent they have. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, I want to ask you out of the 8 teams that are left, which team is built outside of Arkansas, obviously, but you can throw Arkansas in there if you want to. Which team is built the best for a deep run in Omaha and could possibly win it all again outside of Arkansas? Who would be your pick and why?
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think that you say outside of Arkansas. I mean, realistically, I'll categorize this in the two sides of the bracket, right? I mean, I think outside of Arkansas, I think the answer is pretty obvious. It's LSU. I mean, I think the winner of that game one, which I'm sure we're going to talk about it more in depth in a second, but the winner of that one, this is a year, guys, as we've obviously seen, as I've obviously learned to take nothing for granted, and anything can happen. And I think it's great for the game of baseball, right? Like it's the unpredictability. This is why we love it. You just hope and pray to God it doesn't happen to your team, obviously. But if it's not Arkansas, then it's LSU, guys. I mean, UCLA, all due respect, I know UCLA is a good team out from the West Coast. And then the winner of this Murray State-Duke game is going to be there. But from that side, I mean, guys, whoever wins the Arkansas-LSU game, I think is going to feel pretty darn good about their odds of making it to the finals, right? It's no guarantee, but you'll feel pretty good about it. But LSU on that side, I mean, from the other side, guys, I think you look at an Oregon State, extremely talented, really, really good team. I think with Coastal Carolina's pitching, I mean, as crazy as that sounds, and we're at a funny part now because if I doubt the Shants and pick them to lose early, we all know what the reaction would be. But God forbid if I picked them to make the finals, it'd be like the kiss of death. I'd be the jinx. There's really no winning here. So, but I think Coastal Carolina with their pitching, I knew their pitching was really, really good, but you saw at Auburn, it's an elite level pitching staff, and they didn't have to use all their big time arms. I'm not going to count anybody out. I'll put it that way. But the tops for me going in are Arkansas, LSU, Oregon State, Coastal would probably be my top 4. So outside of Arkansas, those 3 outside of them. But, I mean, guys, if it's not the Hogs, I'm siding with LSU to win this whole thing. So, and that's going to sound like SEC bias, but, guys, at some point, the teams that have the most talent and the best players are going to win.
Yeah.
And I just, if you give me LSU against anybody on that other side, nobody else has a 1-2 that's going to match Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson. You give me Arkansas in the finals, very few, I think, probably have anybody, if anybody has, outside of LSU that's going to match, a Zach Root and a Gage Wood, and then a guy like Gabe Gackle coming out of the bullpen. And then that lineup too. I mean, so yeah, I think both of the SEC teams in this thing are really well equipped to make a run to the final. I will be And I hope I'm not surprised. I don't want to be surprised, but I will be very surprised if we do not have one of those two teams in the finals. I really will.
Are you ready to get this clipped and sent back onto social media?
Sure. I mean, listen. Here's what's funny though. What I didn't mention. What I learned is those Coastal people are always watching, because that clip that got clipped that went viral, that wasn't in like some game preview or like, and not to say like all of our content is watched. Don't get me wrong, but it was in hour number like 2 of this live stream watch along we did. It was like 6 hours long. That's what stunned me. I was like, y'all were paying attention that closely, or just randomly somehow, because I didn't clip it. They did. That's what was crazy to me. You know what I mean?
You had the sickos in the background talk about it.
I was like, I'm actually honored. I'm actually honored that people were like paying that close attention. The people that hate on you, they watch like 5 times as long as the people that are actually fans of you. So, which is the weird part. But no, I mean, I feel really good about either LSU or Arkansas being in the final. And like I said, the other side, wide open. I mean, I think Oregon State's probably going to be the consensus pick by most. But again, Coastal's really good. Arizona's been really good, red hot. We're not even talking about Louisville, right? They've been really good. So, I mean, it's wide open as you could imagine, I think.
How wild would it be? And D-Man, I'm throwing this one out there to you too. How wild would it be in 2025 to have Arkansas, Oregon State round 2 in the College World Series final?
I think it'd be sweet redemption. I think it'd be a great shot of sweet redemption. I mean, listen, let's go ahead and just address the elephant in the room. I know everybody. I mean, I heard this a few weeks ago, and when the upset started happening, I know what the mood of Arkansas fans for the most part is right now. It's like, this has to be the year. With all due respect to all these other teams in the field, man, it sets up about as well as you could ask. I mean, it really does. So,
I mean, we've got a phrase here. Why not us?
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, it comes – I'm not going to say like if you lose that game 1, then it's over, because Arkansas certainly is built. They could come back. But I'm telling you, you get that game 1, my goodness. I mean, it just – the path clear. You're taking the high road to get there,
Oh, yeah.
And it's something that we were talking about. You said, this has got to be our year. It's something we talked about yesterday. The trotting around the stadium with the trophy and diving into the little pond back there. Me and Zach's been Razorback fans our whole lives. I've been to baseball games since I was an infant. I've never seen a baseball team doing this. I was at the 2018 team. They were a good team together, and DVH has said it multiple times. These guys like each other, and it's to the point where I think he's almost underselling how much they like each other, because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I know to the point of, a team that likes each other is going to play harder for each other too. And that's just what it kind of seems like it's been for the past 3 weeks, except for the SEC tournament. But
we're not going to go there. Hey, if you guys have questions or comments for I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just going to say it's been fun to watch this team the last few weeks. I was, listen, I was nervous too. I mean, I had another bad take. I picked Tennessee to win the Super. And it wasn't because I thought Tennessee was a better team. I just – the way the balls are heating up a little bit, and you can't help but think in the back of your mind, like, God, is this where Arkansas, turns back into the pumpkin? Is this where they like revert back? But I said it too coming into the postseason. I think one of the biggest benefits for Arkansas is, this team is compiled of so many guys that I don't think, at least it appears to me, they're not carrying the burden of the previous team's shortcomings. Like, it's a lot of new guys that I don't think really care what happened in the past. And this season is just totally individual of everything else. And, again, they're not trying to rectify what, the last couple regionals not working out or whatever. So this team seems to be playing loose, having fun. And I mean, it's guys, I've said it all season long. I mean, I've said, I think Arkansas is the most complete team in the SEC and maybe even in college baseball. I mean, it's just, you go down, they have very few weaknesses, right? I mean, it's starting rotation, bullpen, 1 through 9 can hit for power, can hit for contact. They have speed. Again, they can hit the home run. They are excellent in the field. They've got a legendary head coach in Dave Van Horn. They've got a great coaching staff. It's just, and not to say, again, they can be beat. Of course, we saw that throughout the season, but everybody can be beat. But they are as complete, and I think you heard them say this on the broadcast this weekend, they're as complete as anybody in college baseball. And I think if
Absolutely.
if you're giving me the ceilings of every team right now, and that's the thing in baseball, it's extremely hard, if not impossible, to play at your ceiling, especially for 5-6 games in a row. But if you're telling me I'm getting the ceiling, like the best or even close to the best of Arkansas, there's nobody's going to beat them in this tournament. There's nobody that's good enough to beat Arkansas top to bottom in every facet if Arkansas is playing at their best. Now, again, baseball's a funny game. It's hard to play at your best every game, and that's why it's so important to stack depth and have talent, and be able to, when you play your C-plus game, go out and still win a ball game, find a way. But Arkansas has a much wider path. There's much more margin for error for them, I think, because they have so many pieces that can hurt you. They're deep on the mound. They're deep in the lineup. I mean, yeah, you got to feel good about where you're at. But again, awaiting you is the LSU Tigers, who know a thing or two about winning in Omaha. So that's the first task to tackle.
I wanted to ask you about that. They were the only team this year to run rule Arkansas. They were the only team this year to handedly beat Arkansas. When you look at this matchup in the postseason, it's a completely different animal than it was just a month ago. You're in a neutral site. Charles Schwab, not a hitter's park. What's got to happen for Arkansas to beat LSU at Charles Schwab?
Well, I think the first thing that's going to help you guys, because you go back to that game one, and I picked LSU in that series, and I'll be honest, one of the biggest reasons I did was because it's very difficult to go in Alex Box and win, and we saw more of that Alex Box magic right in that game one. So they're not going to have that going for them, although Charles Schwab has been labeled as Alex Box North, I guess it is. So LSU fans will it'll be packed out both fan bases, LSU and Arkansas. So is there an advantage one side or the other? We'll see. But yeah, it's Zach Root's got to throw well. That just kind of goes without saying, because Cade Anderson, I would assume, is going to be pretty darn good. You got to try to work counts against him, get deep in counts, shorten his outing, get to that bullpen as quickly as possible. And LSU's really talented there. They got big-time guys in their bullpen as well. I don't know if they have as many as you do, but they do have some really talented arms. I think you're probably going to have to try to win a low-scoring game. Really, truly. The good news with Arkansas, I don't feel like they live or die by the home run. They can hit it, but it's a team that works really well gap to gap as well. They're not afraid to double you to death. And so, guys, I think it sets up pretty well. Listen, the keys to baseball are the same, right? They are pitch well, play great defense, and have timely hitting. That's it. But yeah, against a guy like a Cade Anderson, really, really talented lefty. And listen, you got Zach Root on the bump. LSU struggled with good lefties. They have struggled against elite level lefties. And Root, if I recall, was pretty darn good in that start against LSU at Alex Box. So I think you can use that to your advantage. You got to pick and choose your spots with their lineup, because it's a good lineup. It's not a great lineup. I don't think 1 through 9 are going to kill you, but there's some guys in that lineup where you got to be really, really careful. And I think that's obviously a team. I would say the same thing if I were talking about LSU. You can't give either one of these teams anything and expect to tell the tale of it. You really can't. Both are going to take advantage if you're walking guys making errors. So, again, I know I'm just laying out the fundamentals of baseball, but it really is, I think, that simple. But it starts on the bump for them. Zach Root's got to be special. At this time of year, you need some pretty special outings, some special pitching performances from guys. And I think Zach Root, and I'm sure he will be, but he's got to be mentally prepared to go toe-to-toe with Cade Anderson and try to beat him 1-0. You know what I mean? And, that's asking a lot, but, you just got to have that mindset, because you're probably going to be in a 4-3, 5-4 kind of dogfight until the very bitter end. Yeah. So
funny you say 5-4, because that was the score of the Zach Root game early in the year, where
I'd be very surprised with those two guys on the bump if it was something other than that. You know what I mean? I just but you got to spin it well, because I fully expect Cade Anderson to be really, really good for them. He has been phenomenal all season. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a lower scoring pitcher's duel, and it's probably just going to come down to who gets that big knock late in the 7th or 8th to put their team up ahead by 1 or 2 and hold on to win it.
And that's something that Arkansas did really well against Tennessee. Every time Tennessee scored a run, except for in the last 9th inning, Arkansas came back and doubled it at least and put 2 runs up, or even hit the grand slam. I want to ask you, what did you think about, Arkansas pretty much going into Tennessee and go Indiana Jones style, ripping out their beating heart and show it to them of you're being the bullies, but you can't be bullied by us, or you can't bully us. We can bully you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a pretty loud statement by the Hogs, and I think too, it just looked like a team that was geared up. They knew what to expect with the Vols coming into town. I mean, they already played each other, right? So I think they had an idea, but so much was made, I think, going into the weekend of Tennessee, the way they play, the emotion. I mean, you watch them in the regional against Wake Forest and the whole Andrew Fisher thing, and I mean, you could tell Zach Root took that very personally. I mean, he showed the emotion and was talking trash to him, and I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was, but I think if you're Tennessee, if you're a fan of Tennessee baseball, you have to expect that when teams beat you, they're going to give it back to you. So, but I think Arkansas just this is a team, guys. They're very, very good, and they have a lot of high expectations, but there's a massive chip on the shoulder of this group. I think there's a massive chip. You can tell. Again, they play with an edge. They play with a tenacity, and so. Yeah, I mean, I fully expected that series to be chippy, fully expected that series to be emotional, and sure enough, I mean, it lived up to it. One thing I wanted to mention, too, I'm going backwards, guys, but it's interesting because we're talking about the pitching side of things and what game one might be like. We're talking about a pair of teams, too, in LSU and Arkansas, and even just keeping it on the Arkansas side, that are touching the baseball. I mean, are scorching the baseball. So that's going to be another interesting dynamic. But, I mean, listen, man, it's the new age of baseball. Guys are playing this game with a lot more emotion. And I think if you're able to channel that, stay within the confines of the game, not show anybody up. But if if you can channel that emotion, I think it can be a positive for you. And certainly it was for Arkansas.
Chris, you were talking about going backwards. We jump around from subject to subject here in the pen, and we have squirrel moments because I have serious ADHD. But I wanted to talk to you about your show real quick. Specifically, we kind of tell it like it is here at Inside the Hog Pen for the fans, by the fans. Your show doesn't hold back SEC and usually nationwide. Do you ever feel pressure to tone it down during big events like the College World Series, or do you just go full bore all the time?
No, I don't. No, I don't feel pressure to tone it down at all. I mean, there's two things I'll never sacrifice, and that's creative freedom and creative control. I will never do it.
Freaking man,
I'm gonna speak my mind and listen. The biggest thing I always want to be is fair. The thing for example, again, the Coastal Carolina thing happens. I'm gonna own up to it. I'm gonna say, hey, listen, Coastal fans, you got me. Coastal, you got me. Made a bad take. Is what it is. Kudos to you. Tip of the cap. Look forward to seeing you in Omaha. So, I believe in being fair, though. But, man, we like to say the beauty's in the banter, man. So, I mean, listen, I think we're helping from the college baseball perspective because, obviously, we covered football, basketball. But a big thing with college baseball is grow the game. I think we're helping grow the game tremendously. And I think that, as appreciative as I am of the College World Series for having us, I think they should want to have us. I think we're bringing a lot of eyeballs and spotlight to the game. And, we do it with a certain style and a certain flair. And, guys, I was telling our guys last night that, listen, we're all going to make picks and we're all going to get them wrong. But, hey, be wrong with a little flair. Be wrong with a little pizzazz. Be wrong with a little style. You know what I mean? You're going to be wrong. Don't be forgettably wrong. And that's – I don't do that every single time, but it happened that way. So, right. No, I don't feel any pressure. I wasn't nervous when, because, I mean, here's the thing, man. I'm never going to beg for access in any way. I've never lived out my journey that way. We appreciate those that want to open up their arms to us, and it obviously helps with our travels and accommodating us. So we appreciate that. And those that show us love, we're going to show them back. Arkansas showed me immense love last year during the football season. But, those that don't, it is what it is, and it's okay, and it's not going to stop us from doing our thing. And I'm certainly not going to. Now, granted, again, if I'm right place, right time, know your audience, have some self-awareness for sure, depending on what you're doing, who you're chatting with, what have you.
Right.
But, no, as far as our show and our content, what you see is what you get, man. We're going to rock and roll, and you can either like it or you can not. And, again, those that rock with us, and those that don't, It's no hard feelings. It's just we're going to keep doing us, man. The only thing we can promise to be is genuinely authentic and unapologetically ourselves. And again, I will never compromise that for any sort of false sense of standing on some moral high ground or some access you think you might be giving me. Whatever. We're going to we owe it to our audience, not to anyone else, to deliver that. And I think we do a pretty good job of that. So listen, I'm glad that the College World Series sees that. And again, they're credentialing us for the second straight year. And again, it just helps us with, being able to go in and out of the stadium, getting some cool behind the scenes content for being on the field, stuff like that. But no, we're going to be genuinely authentic. And like I said, unapologetically ourselves. And it's worked out pretty well for me to this point. So I think we're going to keep rocking that way.
Don't fix what's not broken.
D-Matt, he would fit well. He would fit in well here at ITHP, wouldn't he?
I mean, like I said, I don't think we listen, a lot of this stuff on social media too, like it's really all for fun. Like a lot of it is just fun. Like I don't actually hate Coastal Carolina. Like I don't hate the mid-majors, like whatever. But I mean, guys, Twitter's just not a real place. Like it really is just for.
Man, the reason I have the AI editor under my name is we kind of went viral not too long ago for Arkansas softball. We were celebrating Bree Ellis winning the SEC Player of the Year, and I posted a picture of her that was slightly AI altered, and everybody just lost their mind. And so we kind of had a come to Jesus meeting at ITHB. We're like, guys, why are we being so nice to these people? So we just decided, you know what? Gloves off, bro. We're coming. We're done with it. We're gonna reply, tell these people if they don't like it, don't worry about it.
Right.
And we're not gonna back down from anybody, just like you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's all in good fun, man, as long as it doesn't cross like any crazy personal lines or there's obviously a line that shouldn't, I think, be crossed for anybody. But again, man, it's literally in our bio. It's one of, I would say, our core values. The beauty's in the banter, man. That's what makes this all fun because, guys, let's be honest, at the end of the day, we're all kind of doing the same things or talking about very, very similar topics. The people that pop off and stand out are those that are willing to, again, be unapologetically themselves, have some flair about it, just let their personality shine throughout, whether people love that, hate that, whatever. And I can tell you this, if Murray State beats Duke tonight, there's going to be another one of those viral moments you're talking about coming because there's some people that need to eat shit on the timeline. Some ACC folks. There's some ACC folks, even if Duke were to win, but especially if they don't.
Is it Danny Cannell?
He's one of them, but there's a few others. There's some ACC folks who need to eat shit on the timeline. Listen, because like I said, I'm a big believer in tip the cap. That's all I'm saying. I will give predictions that, listen, folks, I have breaking news. I will be giving more predictions that it will be a swing and a miss. I guarantee you it will happen at some point, probably as soon as this next weekend. There will be some, but damn it, I will tip the cap when I miss. I need that from some of these ACC folks. If the SEC, after all the crap they talk, ends up still getting more teams in Omaha, then the ACC will get in. Even we still should have the conversation. The fact that, again, that this crazy attack on the SEC, that's been part of, I think, of all the stuff that I've been, all the fun that's been had with me on social media. There's an attack on the SEC right now that the SEC was overrated. They shouldn't have got this many teams in, this many hosts, blah, blah, blah. And it's like they're still making up a quarter of the field. They still have a very good shot to win the national championship. And at the end of the day, most of the people that were talking this crap were ACC people. And even if Duke wins, guess what? They both have the same amount of teams in the conference. And if Duke loses, the SEC still had the most from any one conference in. So, what are y'all talking about? It's just people have been waiting so long. And really, guys, who it is, if we're being honest, it's fair weather college baseball media. People that just started watching. People that just started watching 2 weeks ago. They couldn't tell you the difference in a fungo and a half bat. They don't even know what I'm talking about. They don't even know what the difference in a pitcher's glove or an outfielder's glove is. They don't even know. They ain't got a clue. But I digress. Anyways, it'll be a fun rest of the baseball
the first
season.
baseman and the catcher's mitt are similar. I promise.
Dude, listen, grow the game. Everybody can have their takes, but you guys know as well as I do, baseball is one of those games. I mean, listen, I just say this. Anybody can talk football, and that's great. It's why it's like the water cooler sport. Anybody can gather around the water cooler and talk football. When the guy who doesn't know what he's talking about starts talking baseball, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It's painfully obvious when you don't know what you're talking about. And this is the time of year, and some of them I'm buddies with, but it's just the truth. This is the time of year where they come out of the woodworks. They want to be involved so bad that they just start talking nonsense. And this whole talking about the conference, just say you don't know what you're talking about. That's it.
It would make it a lot easier, wouldn't it?
I have a personal rule of saying, being able to admit when you don't know something. That is a personal rule of mine. And, like I said with softball, I'm not a big fan of the softball team. Couldn't tell you very much about it, but I'm glad the girls did good. That's all I could really say about it.
Before we go to break, though, going on like that, we kind of have it divided here because we've got D-Matt, who's our baseball guy, MC, who couldn't be here tonight, is our basketball guy, and of course I'm the football guy. I'll be the first one to tell you I know just enough about baseball to hang with these two, but I learned from both of them when it comes to the sport. Same with basketball, but football is my forte. But we're going to step away for a break. On the other side of the break, we've got more conversation with SEC Unfiltered's Chris Phillips. You're listening to an exclusive interview on Inside the Hog Pen. Back right after this.
Mixed Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mixed Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mixed Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hog Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Attention Razorback fans and local businesses. Are you ready to reach the most passionate Arkansas sports fans out there? Introducing Inside the Hog Pen, not your normal Razorback talk show. We're fans first and don't try to hide it. No agendas, no propaganda. At Inside the Hog Pen, we call it like we see it. And now we're looking for sponsors to join the team. This is your chance to put your brand in front of thousands of loyal Razorback fans who live and breathe Arkansas sports. From small businesses to major brands, we have sponsorship packages tailored just for you. So let's grow together and make Inside the Hog Pen bigger and better. Don't miss out. Call 501-416-4331 or email us today at insidethehogpen@gmail.com and become a proud sponsor of Inside the Hog Pen.
It's time to step back inside the hog pen to the Mixed Design Studios.
All right, welcome back to a special edition of Inside the Hog Pen. We've got Chris for just a few more minutes, but I want to give a quick score update. Murray State and Duke tied top of the fourth at 2 apiece. So this one's getting a little chippy too. I like the play here, but
guys, can I give you all a quick update? Did you see the announcement?
I think this is what you're going with.
Just beat me to it.
I just tweeted it too, just like the good Lord intended. Hogs and Tigers Saturday night prime time. Dude, I can't wait. We're getting up there Wednesday. So we've got a live on location show from Omaha Baseball Village Thursday. And it's weird. So this year's weird because last year I went, there was a game every day, right? Like we were busy every day, had a game. This year, though, the SEC we're going to have off days. So I'm actually really excited. I'm excited for the baseball, obviously, but like we'll be vlogging the whole trip. So I might stop by. Like I've heard the Omaha Zoo's a good time. I'm bringing the golf clubs. Like this is going to be like a real. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. And obviously we got Hogs and Tigers to party with. So I'm very pumped. Very pumped.
Chris, what was
Saturday's going to be nuts, by the way. That's going to be a football game day atmosphere in Omaha.
Yes.
Truly.
All right, Chris, I got one question for you, and it's going to be completely off the wall. You know, I could sit here and talk about, don't shake your head at me, D. I saw that. We could talk about baseball all day, but I have to ask, who wins the shot count at Rocco's this year?
Guys, you can't pick against LSU here. You just can't.
And I would love to, but
68,000 plus that first go around, and I guarantee you they're going to they're trying to break their record certainly if they're there long enough.
I'm going to get Chicken Man up there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and here's the thing: we know how it works, right? We know that there were a lot of calls made last time, a lot of Raising Cane's owner and business owners that are putting in orders, and I don't want to say skewing the numbers, but helping boost the numbers. I mean, are we going to get John Tyson involved? Or are we going to get, the Waltons involved? Like, I mean, I think Arkansas could win if they did it that way, but how bad do they want to win? How bad do they want to win?
I think you're onto something, Zach. John Daly, if he shows
up there, buddy.
Dude, funny enough, John Daly, it's funny you say that because he is a Hog, and I would assume he'll be there, but I actually just moved to Nashville recently. John Daly's bar is like five minutes down the street from me. So apparently I've been told that he's there all the time. So I might be running into John Daly here pretty soon. But no, it's maybe in Omaha. Who knows? But yeah, the Jello shots will be had. I'm excited. We'll be taking both Arkansas and LSU Jello. We got to spread the love. We'll be taking both teams Jello shots. I even said, guys, speaking of what we were talking about earlier, tipping the cap. I'm going to take a Coastal Carolina Jello shot just to further give you credit. Yeah, I just to further give them credit. And but yeah, plenty of Hog and LSU Jello shots will be consumed along with plenty of other things at the tailgates.
Just remember to drink water at some point. But
yeah, we're gonna have to hydrate. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, we're really excited, man. We're doing some big stuff. We got 3 live on location shows there. Thursday, we're at Omaha Baseball Village with our guys Chinook Cedary and USA Baseball from their booth. And all 3 of them are 11-1. The following Monday, the 16th, we're actually at Rocco's, 11-1. Nice. We're going to be live, doing our show live from there at Rocco's. So we'll be doing Jello shots on site, and then Wednesday of like next week, so a week and a half from today, we'll be at Blatt's, which is right across the street from the stadium as well. So it's going to be a good time, and I'm really excited. And again, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that the SEC is there in the finals. So,
I need to order some of those sunflower seeds. I'm a sunflower seed connoisseur.
They're bomb. They're bomb.
I gotta try it.
Look at this right here. Got them right here on the desk. I mean, got the barbecue right here on the desk. If you were coming, I don't know if you guys are coming to Omaha, but I've got a moving box full of them that I'm just going to be flinging around town. So
nice. Hey, before we let you go, Chris, I want to invite you out. If you're not doing anything, September 6th,
it's a long ways out.
There is a massive game here in Arkansas, here in the capital city. It's Arkansas State. First time ever they're meeting on the gridiron. We're going to be broadcasting live from the tailgate party. You are more than welcome to join us. We'll have a mic ready for you. But D-Mad, you got anything else for Chris before we let him go?
I do have one question.
By the way, that's a mind-blowing thing that they've never played. Arkansas State?
There is a long story behind why
I'll give you a quick background.
A lot of the in-state teams. It's
Arkansas State's the only one that we have never played.
Okay.
The background on that is we never really wanted to validate a team in the state. And that's what it all comes down to. We didn't want
pettiness.
Yes. We didn't want
to sum up in one word.
Is this the Little Rock game? Isn't this the last year of that? Isn't this the last year Little Rock game?
Supposedly the last.
I know Arkansas fans are so fired up for that. from what I've heard.
Oh, that's a hot button topic right there. We don't have enough time for that one.
That's what I've heard.
I want to bring you back just to talk about that.
So speaking of Chinook Seedery, aren't they presenting the Golden Spikes this year?
They are.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you who's winning the Golden Spikes.
I do think it's going to be Wahiwa Aloy. I do. I think Liam Doyle, any shot he had went out the window when he got hit around in Fayetteville.
Shook.
He did, and he hasn't pitched well there his entire career. And then, I mean, the Low D's kid at Florida State, I think he's really good, but I mean, I think Aloy is he's the obvious pick, I think. So, and if you think I'm picking an ACC guy to win it, you're crazy. So, no, but Aloy to me has been the head and shoulder. He's been head and shoulders above everybody this season.
So we've been doing a little bit of comparisons with Aloy lately, and I'm gonna throw a couple names at you from Arkansas. Do you remember a guy named Jax Biggers? He was part of the 2018 team. He was a shortstop. He was a vacuum at shortstop.
I do, yeah.
But he didn't hit very well. And then you have somebody like Jalen Battles that came in and could absolutely knock the cover off the ball, put a hole in the side of an apartment at Louisiana Tech. And I don't know if the ball has landed at Oklahoma State yet, but he just seems like he's a mixture between the two. He's got insane range, and he's putting up so many. He's saving doubles a lot when those balls get behind the third baseman. He's picking them up, and he's able to save doubles. And it just seems like he's been like another hot button issue is he's probably the best shortstop we've ever seen at Arkansas, and it's really hard to say that because there's been some dudes walk through that door.
Yeah, he's a special talent, man. I mean, he does it in all facets. I mean, defensively, he's fantastic. He had a great catch over the weekend, obviously. He does it with power.
You didn't need to catch that. That's the outfielder's ball.
He was just kind of showing off, it felt like a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he does it in all facets of the game, man. I mean, it's been really fun to see him be that catalyst of the offense and just explode onto the scene and be the leader for that team. So yeah, I'm excited to watch him in Omaha.
How disrespectful is it to walk the guy ahead of the SEC Player of the Year?
It's an interesting choice. I thought Tennessee overthought some things at times. I mean, I thought taking Liam Doyle out was kind of crazy. I mean, in the situation they did. I mean, you got nothing to lose, season on the line, and you're taking your guy out with 70 pitches. But
I mean, at the same time, this is what happens when you're a me guy. He should have listened to his catcher when they had that infield talk. Should have listened to him. Just saying.
Chris,
go ahead.
Chris, you got anything to say to Razorback Nation before we get out of here?
Yeah, excited to see you in Omaha. If you see us around, we'll be obviously all over the place. Would love to have Razorback Nation come out to any of the 3 shows we're doing. We've been promoting them on socials. And like I said, we'll be walking around at the games, of course. But, yeah, hope to meet many of you and interact with many of you and call the Hogs and have one hell of a time, man. So, like I said, we gotta get the SEC to the national championship. And, I mean, listen, man, I'd love to see Arkansas win that. It would be really cool to be there when Arkansas won their first one. So, yeah, excited, man. I'm glad the Hogs made it. Like I said, my first time in Omaha was last year, and it was an incredible experience. It's an event unlike any other. But going now with Arkansas there and LSU, but with Arkansas there, I just can't wait, man. It's going to be an electric time, and really excited to meet up with all the great Razorback fans. And I will say, guys, I mean, again, my first time ever in Fayetteville was last football season. The hospitality was as good as anywhere as I went. The people were great. The passion, the energy, but also just the way they treated me. And so excited for more of that. I haven't seen Arkansas faithful since. So
what
really,
game
really
did you
excited.
go to?
I was actually at the Tennessee game. I rushed the field. So
absolutely.
Okay, all right. I was looking at my seat going, which game did he go to?
Well, here's the thing. I got positive juju for both of the SEC teams in this because LSU, I was at the Ole Miss game last year and rushed the field. And then even this baseball season, I went and saw Arkansas once. They were at Vandy. They swept. And then I saw LSU this season against Tennessee, and they took 2 or 3 and had that crazy Alex Box after dark moment. So I think I'm good juju for both. Something's got to give Saturday though, so we'll see.
Based on your picks, I need you to pick LSU. All right, buddy.
We won't give you hell.
I
on
love that
Twitter,
we're
I
at that
promise.
point. I love we're at that point.
I promise.
Just pick the opposite. Pick
There you
the
go.
opposite.
Hey, man, Chris, we appreciate you coming on, man. You are welcome back anytime. And bring your hot takes, bring your thoughts back to Inside the Hog Pen, man. We really appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us tonight.
Yeah, Zach, D-Man, y'all the best, man. Anytime, we'd love to do it. And again, best of luck to the Hogs in the College World Series. Really excited to link up with you guys.
All right, man. We appreciate it.
Yep, y'all be good.
All right.
That was awesome. I'm just going to say that was Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. And, man, dude, we could go all night talking to him.
Man, he said a 6-hour stream, man.
We got to step up our game, dude.
Golly.
I may actually do a stream Saturday night. We might actually do that Saturday night on our YouTube channel.
6 o'clock p.m., dude.
What did you just say? Don't. I heard
6
that.
o'clock p.m., dude.
Oh man! Hey, we've got a score update from the Durham Super Regional. Duke hits a home run, 3-2, bottom of the fourth, as it currently stands. And man, I don't know what else to say outside of what we just did, man. Do you?
Man, he called all the pitches. He got them all knocked out of the park too.
He did. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're gonna be back on our regular scheduled time, 7:30 Wednesday night, getting you all set for what I'm gonna say is a powerhouse matchup between Arkansas and LSU. The battle for the boot, but the battle for the national championship in Omaha. Round 1 of the College World Series coming up Saturday night, and we're gonna be back. MC will be back. And Lord knows what else we're going to be talking about Wednesday night. And then, of course, Friday morning, 101.1, I'll be back on the Dave Ellswick Show talking it all, getting you guys all set, getting you last-minute points of view. And I'm going to try to talk Dave into a bet since he kind of talked me into one. But for D-Mad, Dylan Madden, I'm Razorback Zach. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on the special edition of Inside the Hog Pen. Until Wednesday, so long, everybody.
Omaha!
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hog Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.